Fuck you. That's my name.
Hey, this is Sharks Across Hollywood, and it's the first time we've recorded, and I don't know how many goddamn weeks, but we're gonna try to do this. We're talking about Karate Kid 2. I don't know if I already said that, but we already did the first Karate Kid, so we're gonna do this one.
Is it the Karate Kid Part 2?
It is the Karate Kid Part 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll get to Karate Kid Part 3. One of my favorite things about going back and rewatching these movies after having finished Cobra Kai is all those... Cobra Kai is just filled to the fucking brim with Easter eggs from all three of these movies. The weirdest part about it is that it's filled with more Easter eggs from Part 2 and Part 3 than it is from Part 1.
No shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that can be true.
It is so true. It's so true.
I only... Shit, because I've watched at least the first 4 seasons,
so
at least.
You have seen characters from this movie come back.
Yeah, I saw the episode with Kumiko.
Yeah. They come back, and more characters come back. More characters from the third movie come back.
I saw the end of whichever season it was. It was the last season I watched where he goes and he meets Chozen.
Yeah, I'm not
like that was the final shot of the final episode of that season.
Yeah, that happens when he hangs out with Kumiko because they're doing a thing. Kind of like Kumiko better than Allie.
Oh, I'm with you there. Yeah.
I didn't want to like Kumiko better than Allie, but like rewatching it this time, I'm like, oh shit. Especially how Allie does Daniel, kind of dirty a little bit.
Well, I mean, if you take the second movie into consideration, that's a little cold. Dumping him on prom for
a football player from UCLA.
From UCLA, yeah.
Who she does not marry, by the way. Not the guy she marries.
Well, who the fuck marries someone they're dating when they're 18 aside from an idiot like me?
Hey. Boy Meets World taught me that you are with the person that you were meant to be with when you're 5 fucking years old.
You and your fucking Boy Meets World. Oh my god.
So let's talk about Karate Kid 2. Let's do this.
All right, let's do
this. So like any good 80s sequel.
So I got some shit to say.
Good. Like any good 80s sequel, it starts with 5 minutes of the first movie.
Well, I mean, that's John Avildsen right there. Like, come on.
In fairness.
Does he know how to make a movie any other way at this point?
I don't think he does, but he didn't direct Rocky 2, so it doesn't really count. And Rocky 2 came out way before this.
Oh, that's right. No, that's right. That's right. Stallone directed Rocky 2. Shit. I forgot about that.
He did come back and direct Rocky 5, and then they did do this
5.
thing, but
yeah.
So I don't know whose fault that was.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, all right.
But I do understand it because,
that was literally the first thing that came to my head when I was like, oh yeah, John Avildsen directed this, and then it's got the recap, and I'm like, yeah, that's on Brett. And then, wait a minute.
It kind of makes sense because VHS weren't like home video wasn't like in everybody's fucking house, so the only time you'd see these movies was in the theater. So you kind of had to be reminded, especially when it's like a direct continuation. Yeah. Of what happened before,
and then you want it to be accessible to people who didn't see the first one because they don't have a way to see it. Maybe
it's not like 48 Hours or Another 48 Hours, which I actually have not seen either of those, so I don't know if they recap any of that.
Why would you even bring those up then?
I don't know. They're sequels from the same era.
No, only Another 48 Hours is a sequel. 48 Hours is not a sequel.
That's what I meant. I meant that. I know what I'm trying to say. We haven't done this in a long time, remember?
Why would you bring it up if you haven't seen it?
I don't know.
Bring up a movie you've seen. There are so many of them.
The Thing and the Thing 2. There is no Thing 2.
No. Although there is the prequel.
It happened in 2011, so that really doesn't count.
Yeah. And which they didn't do a recap.
That whole movie's a precap.
That's true. You don't have to have watched the original to watch it.
Yeah, because it happened before the original.
And then you watch the original and you're like, why did the special effects get better going back in time?
Because apparently they CGI'd all over the ones that they shot practically.
I know the answer for that one, yeah.
That's annoying. Anyways, no CGI here because there's no magic like there is in the fucking cartoon show. That cartoon show looks nuts. I really want to watch it.
I can't believe The way that opens. What the hell?
But the movie proper,
That leopard dude with the...
he's like a shaman, witch doctor guy. I don't know. I've seen the first episode like years and years ago, but so the movie itself opens up with Daniel in the shower. I mean, could you go wrong? He's like 25. It's fine.
He looks like he's 14.
I know he's supposed to be 17 in the movie, but still.
He's supposed to be 17 and he looks like he's too young to play 17.
Which really
it's crazy.
Which doesn't make any sense by the time you get to the third movie because he's still 17. He must have been 16 in the first movie. No, shit. He turned 16. He had to have turned 16 in the first movie. We talked about this. It's because All Valley tournament's under 18 and he goes back to the All Valley tournament, but he has his birthday in the first movie. So he must
it had to have been his 16th birthday then.
And he got his license and he got his car. Yep, he was 16. Oh my god, mystery fucking solved.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I think we had a long conversation about that when we talked.
I remember getting confused about it. Like, well, wait, how does the timeline on this work?
We're so dumb. I've had a really long weekend, but it's been good, but it's been long. I adopted children, so we're fucking.
That's a lot for a weekend, yeah.
So yeah, so we open with Daniel in the shower, and he's like, "Let's talk about my tournament career." And Mr. Miyagi's just being a sassy bitch because he's like that through the whole movie. He's like, "Yeah, early retirement because you might get murdered in 6 months. Who knows?" And then we have this.
There's definitely going to be an attempt.
Yeah. Then we have this iconic thing that happens when they walk out. They see John Kreese trying to kill John Lawrence because second place is no place. You're off the team. I tell my kids that a lot. They've been playing volleyball. And
Did you tell that to the judge at the adoption proceedings?
Yeah, I did, and they're like, good. Drop the hammer on them. Kids today are soft. SAWFT, soft. That's a wrestling reference for all you nerds out there.
I will say this is a good scene. I mean, it really sets up the premise of the training. But the problem is there is a setup, but there's not a payoff for it. I will say that's one of my gripes about this movie. It doesn't pay off with the best defense, no be there thing.
No, it doesn't. It does not. They wait until Cobra Kai to fucking bring that back.
Yeah, but
because Johnny makes a big joke out of it, and it's really fucking funny. That's one of the failings of this movie is they set that up great. Like, it's a great setup. They not only is that what he does with Kreese, he just dodges it, and then it works with the theme of where Miyagi's coming back to Okinawa for, what was his whole thing? Best defense, no be there. And then there's the hook scene with Daniel on the pier and stuff. And it's like that, this makes so much sense. Like, that's what they're setting up. And then, of course, Miyagi gets backed into the corner with the village and
Sato threatening to destroy the village and run everybody out of their homes and shit. And then it's like, okay, no chance to dodge. You have to face it head on this time. And then it just, this is why this final battle, and I loved this final fight when I was a kid. I did. I loved the final fight between him and Chozen. But as an adult, I don't buy it for a second. It feels so tacked on.
No, well,
I have a
theory about that.
It feels like the studio came to him and were like, we need more for the ending of this movie, and so they tacked on a fight that is complete bullshit, and I don't buy for a second.
We'll get there though. We'll get there.
I don't buy Daniel defeating Chozen. I don't buy.
But he's smarter, and he doesn't have anger in his heart.
I think that's exactly why I don't buy him defeating Chozen. He might be smart, but he looks like he's made out of Play-Doh, and Chozen looks like he's carved out of stone. When he's gripping Daniel's hand, like his muscles look like they're hewn out of oak.
Oh, he takes off his shirt.
Insane.
He takes off his shirt and is like, "Damn, guy."
He is so cut, and he's way fucking bigger, and he's Sato's #1 student. Let's not forget this, okay? And then when it finally comes down to it, when they finally bust out the drums and shit, what do they cut to?
You're jumping way ahead,
Oh my god, I was so frustrated by this while I'm watching it. I'm like, because I loved it when I was a kid. I really did. Like, they pandered to the demographic properly.
Oh yeah.
So I have to give him credit for that. But as an adult watching this, my nostalgia carries me through everything. And this movie definitely has strong points, really strong points. The sequence after Mr. Miyagi's father dies and they're sitting out looking at the ocean. Oh my God. Pat Morita brings it so hard in that scene. Like, unbelievable. performance on his part. Ralph Macchio, in the words of Jason Mantzoukas in Community, shows up. But but Pat Morita fucking kills it. But yeah, the final fight, like, I'm just like, bullshit. And then what is the great move? What? He swings and punches him in the face, and then he swings and punches him in the face. There is no technique to it. There is no, and they do it all in tight shots, so you can't even see what he's fucking doing.
No, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll get there. We'll talk about it. I'll talk you off this ledge a little bit.
Daniel LaRusso shouldn't have even been in this fucking movie, as far as I'm concerned.
We haven't even talked about John Kreese. Well, I mean, we kind of did, but he tries to kill John Lawrence. Johnny.
Yes.
John tries to kill Johnny. They really shouldn't have named
I don't know.
them
You're still on this. You're still on this recapping the entire movie thing that I can't support philosophically.
Hold your fucking horses, all right? I have a process. Gotta let you.
I know.
Do it.
Go ahead. Do your process.
Because I'm getting to a point about this scene, and you're not letting me talk about it because you're jumping all the way to the end of the movie.
You're right. I'm sorry. Continue. John Kreese trying to kill Johnny.
Tries to kill Johnny. Mr. Miyagi's, a good guy. No bad students, just bad teachers. John Kreese is obviously a bad teacher. Mr. Miyagi goes and saves his ass, all that shit. Kreese breaks his fucking knuckles on the window.
Great fucking scene for Miyagi. Great scene for Miyagi.
And he does the...
And for Kreese, too. This is a great scene for Kreese as well. And the way they brought it back in 3, I love.
Mr. Miyagi has this dude on his fucking knees, right? And this is foreshadowing, so shut the fuck up, all right? This is important. We're foreshadowing something that's going to happen at the end of the movie. Uh-huh. But, he has him on his knees. He's got his hair, and he's ready to chop him in the face. And he says, no mercy or whatever. And then
mercy is for the weak. We do not train to be merciful here. Man confront you. He is enemy. Enemy deserve no mercy. Oh my God, Pat Morita brings it so hard.
That's a tiny bit racist what you were doing right there, but that's okay.
Yeah, but he was doing... Pat Morita doesn't talk like that. He was doing an accent
Wait. Are you telling me he doesn't speak like that?
You fucking know he doesn't speak like that. He's as Midwestern neutral as the guy who plays Chozen is too. He speaks fucking flawless Midwestern neutral American English. Those guys are as American as apple pie, both of them.
Then Mr. Miyagi does the thing. He swings his hand down and then honks his fucking nose and just leaves him there. And then Daniel asks the dumbest fucking question. Daniel's a fucking idiot. He's like, "You could have killed him, huh?" "Yes." "Well, why didn't you then?"
That's a very teenage question.
I don't know, Daniel.
Maybe because murder charges?
Murder. Yeah, it's fucking illegal. Good God.
No, you know what? I buy that from Daniel. I absolutely buy that. Because Daniel's a teenager. He doesn't understand.
But Mr. Miyagi wouldn't be like, "Are you fucking stupid?" Because no, Mr. Miyagi wouldn't talk like that, unfortunately. He does say Daniel's kind of an idiot later on when he does something actually stupid again.
Yes. Yeah. But the way Miyagi says it, God, it was truly one of the great American film characters. Mr. Miyagi is a fantastic film character. Like the lexicon of American movies is enriched because Mr. Miyagi is part of it.
Especially in the next Karate Kid.
You go fuck yourself with the next Karate Kid. All right. You know what? In fairness, I need to watch that without my bitter attitude. I need to watch that as an adult.
He's still Mr. Miyagi
with some perspective.
Maybe
I'll even enjoy it. Because you know what? I didn't even enjoy Ironside at the time.
Oh my God. Michael Ironside's the star of the fucking show.
And I hated him in Free Willy.
Oh my God.
Hated him in Free Willy.
And Walton Goggins shows up.
And you know what? He was brilliant in Free Willy.
Yeah.
Michael Ironside is the greatest, and I had no appreciation for it at the time. And so yes, I need to go back and rewatch it without all my fucking judgment and just accept it as it is and see if I enjoy it. Because you know what? I might.
Free Willy is a pretty good movie until you realize how badly it holds up in the real world, because that whale died not too many years after they set it free. And they're like, "No, these whales die at 30 from natural causes in the wild." Nope, wrong. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm glad that whale killed that guy in that fucking Blackfish movie.
What, the trainer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm on the whale side for that one, for sure. If you're going to take like highly intelligent creatures and trap them like that in basically solitary confinement for the rest of their lives, yeah, fuck you.
But hey, you know what? That's a movie that we could tackle later. We could get real bitter about it because holy fuck.
Let's not ruin the Karate Kid,
Yeah.
which is a very fun movie. This is a highly enjoyable movie.
This movie's fun, but also kind of it's very heartfelt, like the first one.
Yes,
But-
I feel like they walked the line pretty good. Pretty good.
Something about this movie though that's a little different than the first one is that this is the first
entirely Mr. Miyagi's story.
The first three quarters
fifth
are like
wheel.
Mr. Miyagi's movie, and then all of a sudden, like after his dad dies and Sato's like, never mind, it's Daniel all the way again.
Yeah, this really was Mr. Miyagi's movie, and you know what? As an adult, I would love to just see the Mr. Miyagi Goes It Alone cut of this movie.
They keep threatening to do like a Mr. Miyagi prequel TV
You
show
can't-
or movie.
Don't do Mr. Miyagi without Pat Morita. Come on. Like,
Okay. You don't know.
oh Jesus.
Because you haven't watched the rest of Cobra Kai. Oh, God. They do some weird
What?
CG
Oh,
Miyagi face.
no. No. Do not support that.
Oh, dude,
I am not okay with this.
It was so fucking jarring.
No. I'm not on board. I am not
I'm
on
like,
board.
wait, what the hell's happening? It fucking weirded me out. All right. We're going to cut to 6 months later, and Mr. Miyagi very humbly catches the fly with the chopsticks.
He doesn't make a big deal out of it. He
He just
the
kind of
entirety.
smirks.
I love
Yeah.
because that's so Miyagi.
Yep.
The entirety of it is, like he just
He's just like proud of himself.
It
And he's
just
like, yeah,
gives
that's
him
cool.
a good moment that he keeps to himself. It's like, oh,
And then Daniel comes in like a fucking freight train, and he's like, God damn it, I had a shitty fucking night, and Allie wrecked my car, and she's leaving me for a football player. Ah! And then we get the breathing exercise, which I've tried, and I'm too fat and out of shape to fucking make it work. It just makes my head hurt.
if you watched this movie as a kid and you didn't do that a lot, I would be shocked.
I reenacted all these movies.
Yeah, but I mean this in particular, like of all the things you're gonna see in this type of a movie, the breathing thing, everybody can tackle that one as a kid, at
Yep.
least as a kid.
We all tried the crane kick.
Yep.
Illegal kick, by the way.
Well, we already know that.
Daniel is a fucking cheater. Yeah, I think they were just sick of Cobra Kai, and they're just like, yeah, let it go. Like, you cheated, so we're going to let him cheat. And the setup here is that his mom is going away to work for a couple months in Fresno. I don't know what's in fucking Fresno. But he's like, that's going to ruin my fucking summer. And Mr. Miyagi, being a cool dad figure, he's like, well, I talked to your mom, and you can stay here if you want. Because you're building this fucking house, this like guest house for a refugee from Fresno. It's adorable. But a wrench gets thrown into those plans because he gets a certified letter from Okinawa, a place that he hasn't been in 50 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
40-ish years. I don't know how.
Yeah,
exactly
no,
how long.
it's
He left when he was 18. He's probably in his 60s, but he hasn't been there forever. And he gets that certified letter, and it says that his dad is sick. And Daniel's like, shit, I didn't even know he was alive, you old fuck. That's what he says. That's how Italians talk. Haven't you ever seen
Yeah.
Goodfellas?
no, that's exactly how he phrased it. Yeah.
And then it's obviously a very Miyagi movie first because we're focusing really a lot on why Miyagi is in America, why he left Okinawa. And he left Okinawa
Yep.
because he had this girlfriend named Yukie, and they were all in love and shit. But then his best friend, Sato, his family had his family and Yukie's family had arranged for them to be married because his family's the richest, hers is the poorest. It was a good arrangement, all that shit. And Mr. Miyagi made a big announcement in the middle of the village and said, like, I'm going to marry Yukie anyway, so
Just
you guys
like
can
a
all fuck off.
fucking teenager.
Yep. And he was 18. He mentions that he left when he was 18, and then
Nope.
you know,
Story checks out 100%.
and Sato's honor was hurt because obviously Yukie actually loved Miyagi, not Sato. So then, Sato challenged him to a fight, and so we left. And Daniel's like, "Well, what? Did you fucking lose the fight?" And he's like, "No, man. I'm alive. He's alive. So we didn't fight at all because the person who dies does not win that fight."
Well, he didn't say it quite like that.
No,
but yes.
no. Because Sato Mr. Miyagi's father was Sato and Miyagi's teacher, because his dad made an exception and allowed Sato as being his best friend, basically like brothers, to
That's
the same
a
teacher.
great conversation between Daniel and Miyagi too, because Daniel's like, so if you and Sato had fought, would your father have refereed? And
Like,
he said,
no referee. And who would? How do you know who wins? It's like the one who dead doesn't. That thing.
Yeah,
Like, oh shit.
that's a great Miyagi line.
And he's like trying not to tell him. Like he doesn't want to have this conversation. Really, he's just trying to sleep. Daniel does end up like piggybacking on Miyagi and going to Japan with him. Obviously, otherwise there wouldn't be a movie.
There would. It would just be.
It
wouldn't be for kids.
It would be the Karate Man, not the Karate Kid.
Exactly, the Karate Man.
And then we got oh man, Chozen. This dude freaks me out.
Chozen or the actor?
The character.
Yeah,
in this movie.
That's fair because he's a fucking sociopath in this movie.
I love his turnaround in Cobra Kai though, and
Did they make it work?
Yeah. Okay, so we meet Chozen and shit, and it's really creepy. And his lackey that he's in the car with, I know him from a bunch of Disney movies too, like Disney Channel. He was in High School Musical and fucking Double Teamed and shit. So it's kind of funny to see him as a young little boy in this
because he's one of the teachers now.
Yeah, always. Yeah. He's like a coach in a bunch of stuff and a doctor and shit.
Yep.
And the car ride kind of feels like the end of The Graduate, just with the weird shot with you see Mr. Miyagi and Daniel's heads in between these two guys, and they look very distressed, like they just got married and it was a bad choice.
Oh my god. Oh.
Avildsen really loves silhouette shots in this movie.
Nothing wrong with that. I think
3
silhouette
different
shots
ones.
look pretty good.
There are 3 different silhouette shots.
No, I don't have a problem with that. I think he does them really well, and I think they look good.
All right.
This one especially, although I will say, the sudden tonal shift is kind of off-putting. Like it goes from him being just friendly as shit in the car to no talking
because he can do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not out of character for the character we're seeing in this movie. I'm just saying, like, it's jarring.
And obviously Sato can hold a grudge and shit. After this creepy business, like, Miyagi's unfazed, and Daniel's like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? We're gonna get killed by these guys, and you don't even care? Like, what's going on? He's like, we're just gonna get a cab. So let's go meet Kumiko and Yukie, and we'll gush about how I totally understand the second Kumiko opens the door. I'm like, oh, no, me too. Miyagi gets to hang out with his dad, and his dad's all happy to see him because he hadn't seen him in like 40 fucking years.
Yeah, that would be. Whew,
it got me.
Be emotional.
It got me a little bit.
I cried.
Yeah,
I cried more than once during this movie.
Kumiko's translating to Daniel because it's like if I'm sleeping, let me never wake. If I'm dreaming, let me never. If I'm awake, let me never sleep. Because he's so happy to see his fucking son. I'm like, God damn it! You'd make me cry in your fucking dumb karate movie. The third movie doesn't have any scenes like that. I think it tries like a little, but it doesn't have that.
No, this movie is heart-wrenching. Yeah, they got heavy with this one.
Let's talk about the drum. I want to talk about the drum. So we need to talk about the drum.
All right.
So they're still doing
missed opportunity.
They're still doing karate lessons and shit because that's what you do. You got to do stuff. Daniel's with him, and Mr. Miyagi I think is actually grateful that Daniel's with him because he's some support just in case like everybody fucking hates him still for
That's
leaving.
Fair, yeah. I could see that.
So it's this drum. The drum technique is like best defense, no be there kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they go to this fishing thing where they pull
it's a cannery.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And where they pull the nets out and all that shit, and they have these hooks. Have you ever played the game, the NES game?
I have not.
So this part of the game gave me so much fucking trouble all the time. It was very hard.
What do you have to dodge? Is it like a time dodge thing? Or?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a shitty Nintendo. It's a bad Nintendo game.
Yeah. I
was really good at it when I first got it, and now I go back and I'm like, how the fuck did I beat this thing? This game's hard as shit. But I beat it. I beat it a bunch of times.
Huh.
But now I can't.
Yeah, well, your speed drops as you get older. That's
oh, dude.
In established.
I have it up here. After we're done recording, you should try it. It's fucking crazy.
All right.
The first one is the first movie is just the tournament, and it's super super easy. But then you get to the part 2, and there's tornadoes, and there's wind, and there's fucking obstacles, and there's shit going on. Yeah, it's fucking bonkers. It's Uncle Baby Billy's Bible bonkers, and it's a little too much.
I still haven't watched that.
I was going to say, you picking up on that reference?
I'm picking up on the reference because I'm a huge Walton Goggins fan, but I I haven't gotten a chance to watch Righteous Gemstones.
Walton Goggins is in the next Karate Kid, so that's a connection.
Yes, you said that. I was completely unaware, but I was basically unaware of Walton Goggins until I think Django Unchained was the first time I actually noticed him.
Do you know what he looks like in 1994?
I have to imagine it's very different.
Nope.
What?
Exactly the same. Like,
I assume his hairline is slightly more forward.
Nope.
What?
Fewer wrinkles. That's about it. No, I think his hairline is a tiny bit more, but yeah.
But he's probably still got that huge forehead
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
He is such a distinct looking dude, and everybody's like, well, I knew him from this movie and this movie. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm years ahead of you. Okay?
Yeah, literally the first thing I remember noticing, like I really remember taking note of him, was Django Unchained. Specifically because of his chosen pronunciation of Django for the movie.
How does he say
He
it?
keeps calling him Django.
Oh, does he really?
Yes.
I don't even remember that.
I'm gonna kill you, Django.
I haven't watched that movie in so long. What character is he?
He's one of Candy's, like guys.
Oh, is he? Okay. I need to go back and watch that. I like that movie. That one's cool. It's not the Karate Kid, though.
Well, that's true. It is definitely not the Karate Kid at all, in any way, aside from certain levels of racism. Maybe.
Yeah.
That was the thing that I found myself wondering about. Like, aside from my going, Daniel is really superfluous in this movie. I kept going, is any of this accurate? How is there any accuracy to anything we're seeing in this movie culturally? Is there any level to which this movie is accurate aside from there? Yes, definitely being an Air Force base in Okinawa.
There's that. I think Robert Mark Kamen lived in Japan and or Okinawa for a time. The guy who wrote it. So I think there's got to be at least.
So, like, is there accuracy. Is the tea ceremony, the bone dances, any of that?
No, we'll talk about that. I had to look that up. Yeah.
Okay.
The tea ceremony I didn't look up because that's just a weird. I'm sure it's a thing, but
I'm not sure it's a thing because it was the 80s.
These movies are fairly respectful to.
I'm not saying they're necessarily disrespectful, but at the same time, they were made in an era where respectful was a much looser term.
Yeah, well, these ones don't err on the side of problematic.
Well, I'm just saying, like, even if they don't, like, it's because I agree. Like, at no point do these movies feel like they're, like they're just completely disregarding culture or anything like that. But that doesn't mean that they aren't just making shit up. Because it could be like, no, this just, like, we had to come up with something here, and this looks really good, and it feels good, and it's like, it doesn't paint anybody in a negative light, so, like, let's just use it. Yeah, like, I doubt literally everything about this movie. I mean, Fishing Village, okay, there's definitely fishing villages.
Okinawa is literally a fishing village.
Yeah, there's definitely fishing villages. That's accurate. There's definitely the Air Force Base. I know Okinawa was well known for that. Mainly because I listened to Doug Stanhope, and he's got a whole thing about doing comedy for the military base in Okinawa, and there's a very famous stripper there who has a banana act.
The Karate Kid is about Kazuki Miyagi, an immigrant who fought against his own people in World War II while his wife lost a child in an internment camp. Noriyuki Morita was nominated for an Academy Award for his performance. Ralph Macchio showed up.
So you just got back from taking a piss. Okay, that was enough time for me to Google a little bit.
Okay.
So I was curious about Robert Mark Kamen and his history with martial arts, and I found some stuff.
We're still on this shit?
Yes, because you're talking about how accurate the movie is, and this is going to help.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up!
Fair enough. I've been scolded.
Robert Mark Kamen, he wrote all 3 of the Karate Kid movies. He studied...
You'll notice that movie, that number isn't 4.
But he studied Okinawan Goju Ryu karate under a teacher who was a student of Chojun Miyagi, who is the creator of that style.
So he named it in his honor. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So Mr. Miyagi himself is based on his teacher, who is also, I think, a Japanese man who was one of
One would hope.
Yeah, right. And the first movie at least was inspired partially by him getting his ass kicked on a regular basis, and that's why he started to learn karate. So it's semi-autobiographical. And the Shojin Miyagi was actually born in Naha, Okinawa, and he died in Okinawa in 1953. I'm going to say this is fairly accurate.
All right. Okay.
So, fuck you, Whitey.
I was just saying I didn't know. That's all I was really saying is I didn't know. Now, I still don't know, but I'm leaning more towards could be accurate.
So we got to get back to the drum thing, because I have some shit to tell you that'll be good foreshadowing for what happens at the end of the movie when Daniel is all like punchy and weird and stuff.
I've seen the movie too, right?
Yeah.
Like more than once.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Though when Daniel's doing the thing on the thing and Miyagi's like, drum technique, best defense no be there, and then Daniel says, is there a counter punch in the technique?
Yes, but they don't go into that, and they don't show it even in the final conflict.
But there's another reason I brought up the game too. But he says, like, ask the drum, right? So he spends a lot of time just rocking back and forth, and even Kumiko's like, "The fuck you doing, dork?"
Yeah, I know.
And then she brings up,
it's like, I'm trying to figure this drum out.
Yeah, and she brings up the O-Bone dance, which is a real thing. I did look it up, and I'm going to tell you what an O-Bone dance is.
Oh, it's O-Bone? I
Yeah.
always thought it was bone.
It's shortened as bone.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
so I'm not just racist.
No, it's O-Bone, also sometimes known as bone. It's a traditional Buddhist holiday celebrated in Japan as well as in much of East Asia. The holiday consists of a 3-day festival that honors ancestral spirits and pays respect to the dead. So it's kind of, All Hallows Eve kind of Day of the Dead kind of thing, but in Japan.
I can see the parallel there.
So that's kind of cool. And, Kumiko teaches Daniel an O-Bone dance. He buries the lead. He's a fucking liar. He's like, dance with me. And he's like, I can't fucking dance.
And then he busts out those moves at the club.
Yeah, Daniel's full of shit. He's playing coy so he can fucking impress her later.
Wouldn't you?
Yes.
You goddamn right.
But I can't fucking dance, so no.
Yeah, but if you could, I'm saying, like whatever your thing was, you'd be coy about it with a girl that hot.
Maybe. But then they're doing the O-Bone dance and fucking this is when Chozen shows up and shows Daniel that he's like dead fucking serious. Because Daniel had disrespected him earlier in a fucking thing that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Also what I'm talking about, right? The carrots, the weights.
Yeah, he disrespected him by exposing that he was defrauding the people of the village.
Except, how the fuck does that work? Because the weights are made out of like foam. So
no, I think they were made out of plaster.
Oh, is that?
I think
they just seem very light.
Because plaster looks like when you cast it right, it can look like just about anything.
So it should be heavier.
But it's plaster. Plaster has like a little bit of weight to it, but it's not as much as metal.
Then why didn't they just use metal weights? Fucking assholes.
Because they were trying to con people. There's, like if
the villager stuff weighs more, then they have to pay the villagers more. So
that's the part of it that I had never considered.
Yeah, the plan doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Okay. Nope. You're right. Yeah. Maybe they were made out of concrete. No.
I think it was supposed to be that way, but like it didn't work. Something weird happened.
Yeah, because he's not selling them the carrots; he's buying the carrot. Okay, you're right. You know what? That just all fell apart on me. Because my interpretation was, he's using weights that are made out of plaster, so they're lighter, so it looks like there's he can charge them more. But then you're like, no, remember he's paying them. Oh yeah. Yes, you're right. It makes no goddamn sense. You've won me over with your argument.
I think unless it is the opposite and they are buying the fucking stuff from him, I don't know.
No, but that guy brought the carrots.
Yeah, but I'm like, is he bringing them from a place and then he's going to buy them from... I don't fucking know. None of this scene doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Does lead break like that? I don't know.
I don't think so. But anyways, that's the level of disrespect we're working with, and Chozen is just a fucking psycho.
Yeah, Chozen decides that Daniel has insulted his honor by catching him being a crook.
Yep. So he's gonna kill him, and Daniel's like, "Holy shit, dude! That's the first time anybody said they were gonna kill me. You're pretty annoying." So
You're from New Jersey. I have a hard time believing that shit.
Yeah. But of course, this is the night also that Mr. Miyagi's dad dies, and Sato and Miyagi are both there, and it's sad. It's a nice moment, and Mr. Miyagi's dad, he holds their hands together to try and get them to break this dumbass feud, and that was, his last thing. It's actually kind of a bummer.
It's heavy. I did notice that they didn't check him for a pulse or breath, and they just assumed he had died. I would have assumed he'd gone to sleep if I hadn't checked for a pulse at least.
He died, and then they were in there for like 3 seconds until it cut away, so I imagine somebody checked the pulse.
No, Sato just immediately looks over after 3 seconds and says, I'll give you 3 days to mourn, assuming his father is dead.
So I do have a question about the scene with Daniel and Mr. Miyagi. Should Daniel have kept his
that scene. The one scene with Daniel and Miyagi.
Right after his dad dies and Mr. Miyagi's hanging out by the water, Daniel goes and sits by him and tells him about the time that his dad died.
Yes.
Should Daniel have kept his fucking mouth shut and just left Mr. Miyagi alone, or do you think it helped?
It's not about whether or not it helped. It's about the fact that teenagers make everything about themselves.
Yeah.
So, that's exactly what would have happened. And Daniel actually did have experience in this.
Yeah, it's a good story, sad story, but
the important thing about this scene is not Daniel's story. It's not Ralph Macchio at all, quite frankly. Who, I got a side with Jason Mantzoukas' asshole director character from Community, and
is that he there?
Showed up. Pat Morita is sitting there dying inside.
Yep.
He is living his father's death in this scene. And it is palpable. And I'm like, wow, you could not get a harder contrast between their skill levels as actors than this scene right here. Because, I know Macchio's trying his best. And credit where credit is due. Ralph Macchio is a much better actor now. He is. But, wow. Pat Morita is bringing it in this scene. And Ralph Macchio is trying so fucking hard to keep up.
It's a sweet scene.
It is. It's nice, but
I
don't want to shit. I don't want to shit on him because I know he's trying. And it is it's true. The scene feels true. It has. There's truth to the writing of this scene. It's just that their performances are so wildly out of sync.
We bounce back.
No, I still love it. Yeah. I grew up on this movie. I'm always gonna love it.
It's a little Oscar baity.
Yes.
Actually, a lot of this movie is, but
yeah,
way more than the first one.
Very much so. Yes. No, this one is trying way harder to tug at your heartstrings and not failing.
It gets me sometimes. That father-son stuff is a little touchy for me.
Yeah.
Because I want the Boy Meets World dad, and all I have is my dad.
Well, I love my dad very much. He and I are reasonably close, all things considered, and it still gets to me.
So a lot happens over the 3 days of mourning, right? So we see the tea ceremony. It kind of means it suggests that they're falling in love all over again, which is nice.
Yeah. I will say, why isn't she in 3?
I was just gonna say it would be a fucking lot nicer if we saw Mr. Miyagi get a little in part 3. And maybe 4.
They should absolutely still be together. Come the fuck on. That sequence, Take Me With You, fucking, knife to the heart. How could he walk away from that?
I am not sure. I was thinking about that this whole fucking movie too.
No, don't buy it. Don't buy it. That's my problem with 3 right there.
Maybe she did come just after 3. But
nope,
she's never mentioned in Next Karate Kid either.
I can't accept that Miyagi would ever have left her side after that. I can't accept it. If it was a principal thing, that would be one thing, but there's no principled reason for him to not be with her.
No, because Sato forgives him, and she's all like, take me, Big Daddy, and he doesn't take her, Big Daddy.
The only acceptable excuse is if she died.
And she's never mentioned, so she could have died. She definitely does die because she's mentioned in Cobra Kai, but...
Well, obviously she died. It's fucking 20 years later. 30 years
20.
later, excuse me. No, it's 20 years after she died.
Yeah, but it means they're falling in love again, and then so more happens. Daniel and fucking Kumiko have their little date thing. with The Glory of Love, the greatest fucking love song. It's a good song. It's a decent song. Like it better when New Found Glory does it, but
yeah, I'm kind of with you.
board.
I'm kind of with you on that. Like, it translated really well into pop punk. I was very surprised.
all pop punk is just like loud boy band music. It's all my musical sensibilities all rolled into one. I like some semi-heavy stuff and I like poppy crap. So there you go. You never keep a lady waiting. That is good advice for Mr. Miyagi.
Not that I ever took it. It's not like I've kept so many ladies waiting, but I've kept ladies waiting so many times.
And Kumiko tells Daniel that her biggest dream is to be a dancer, but there are no schools for that in fucking Okinawa or wherever the fuck.
They used that to write her out of 3, right? Like she got accepted to some school.
Yeah. Because I think the idea was that, hey, he likes her, she likes him. We should probably just have her in the fucking movie, and she didn't want to or couldn't do it or something. That's actually why, Allie isn't in the movie. She did not have a good time making the first one, so they decided just not to have her in the movie. Kumiko's better. Sorry, all you Allie fans. I love Allie.
I love Elizabeth Shue. Nothing against her or Allie as a character, but Kumiko's where my heart is.
How about the ice breaking scene? The ice breaking scene is badass. Even Walker Texas Ranger's boyfriend is there.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. I knew I recognized. He's so much younger in this though.
He is.
Yeah.
I really love this scene because this is like solidifies Miyagi being kind of a sassy bitch. And Daniel being like an overconfident teenager.
Yeah.
He's like kind of right, but
yeah. Yeah. No, this is a solid scene.
They go into this bar and all these military guys are,
because there are some action beats in this
Yeah.
movie where I'm kind of like, okay, that felt obligatory, but this one feels good. This one works.
Yeah, so they go into this place and all these guys are breaking these ice sheets another level from the game, by the way. And like all these big fucking military dudes can only get through like 2 or 3 of these sheets of ice. And Daniel's like, that's because they're standing wrong. They're just not doing it right. And she's like, but that guy's so big. What the fuck?
He does not move his hips at all when it comes his time.
No,
I don't know if you noticed that, because I sure as shit did.
But he did the breathing, so it worked. So everybody's like, you think you can do better, Big Mouth? Literally, somebody says that because it's a fucking PG movie. You can't say, you tried, dick. Actually, it's the 80s. You totally could have said that. But yeah, then Chosen comes in and he's like, yeah, I bet you can't fucking break all 6 of these goddamn things.
Chosen comes in like fucking Patrick Kilpatrick.
oh, dude. Missed opportunities.
I don't think Patrick Kilpatrick had been discovered yet.
He was in fucking Toxic Avenger.
That was probably like the same year, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it came out in 84, so it was the same year as the first
Really?
one. Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize Toxic Avenger was that old.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like 88.
No. Toxic Avenger 2 and 3 might have been around that time.
Oh, fuck.
87,
Okay, all right.
88.
I stand corrected on that one.
Speaking of...
In fairness, you're not going to go from the Toxic Avenger to the Karate
Maybe
Kid
not.
Part 2. That shit ain't happening.
August or September, the fucking Toxic Avenger, the remake's coming out.
I'm so
Fucking
excited.
finally.
I'm so happy that it finally got a release. I'm very stoked about it.
So you can expect a Toxic Avenger episode on Sharks Cross
Oh,
Hollywood.
yeah.
At that
absolutely. Point. Absolutely. We got to do that.
Now, we're going to talk about
question.
the first episode of the Toxic Crusaders instead. Oh, God, it's so stupid.
Oh, my God. I actually watched it a lot as a kid.
Me too. I watched a bunch.
I remember when I finally saw the Toxic Avenger, I was like, this is not what I expected
You are
after
shocked,
watching the Toxic
right?
Crusaders.
You watch the Swamp Thing. You
like,
watch
this
fucking...
is so fucking violent.
You watch the Rambo cartoon and the RoboCop cartoon.
Rambo,
and
I
you're
expect,
like, eh.
but I had actually seen First Blood. I saw First Blood too early, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh, yeah.
I knew what to expect from Rambo, but the Toxic Avenger, no. Because they really cartooned it up for the cartoon.
It's
like,
still kind of like
cartoony.
it's still kind of like yucky and gross out humor.
Yeah, but it's
not
like
bloody and
fart humor,
disgusting.
and,
yeah,
like I did not expect to see people getting their fucking heads caved in and shit. Like that movie was way beyond the pale for me at that time.
It's delightful. Also, how much fucking did college cost back in 1987? Because
not a lot. It was like $10,000.
Because I don't know how odds work. So
it might even have been less.
Chosen comes in and he says, "I'll give him 3-1 odds," and then Mr. Miyagi's like, "Oh, I have the bet. It's $600."
Yeah,
whatever.
he got $1,800 back for it.
So he just got $1,800 back for it.
So he kept enough to take everybody out to dinner. Or he probably kept his $600, and then gave Daniel the $1,200. That'd be my guess. and then kept enough of it to take everybody out to dinner.
You get college education, we get Chinese food. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. He probably took his 600 back, kept like an extra, whatever dinner for everybody would cost, and then gave Daniel the balance. And why the fuck did he carry it around with him after that?
Because he's a
dumbass. Why would you carry that much money with you?
Knowing that you have a psycho ninja on your ass.
Yeah.
Who definitely wants to kill you. Because Daniel's naive and he's going to forget about it, right?
Apparently. I don't know. This movie definitely instilled in me a fear of people like Chosen.
Well, and then,
like I thought there were way more of them out there after I watched this movie.
Well, Miyagi knows how to take him
out
because he teaches Daniel that it's okay to punch people in the balls. I'm like, fuck, okay.
Hey,
that seems a little low for Miyagi.
Low hanging fruit.
Exactly. So we're gonna skip over stuff. Obviously, Sato shows up and acts like a dickhead.
Played by the inimitable Sammo Hung.
No, it's not.
I had to bring that back. Come on, you knew that was coming.
This is where Daniel proves he can dance and shit and whatever, and it's fucking annoying, and Chosen comes back, blah. When Daniel gets home from the date, I want to talk about this scene, because Mr. Miyagi does something real weird that I notice, and I don't want to see if you notice it too. So,
okay.
Obviously, Mr. Miyagi has to come and save Daniel's ass, but Daniel's kind of a badass. He's, like, being brave about it. He's like, would you guys get the fuck out of here and stop messing around with us? Like, go away. Sato leaves, and Chosen and his two little buddies kind of beat the shit out of Daniel, but Chosen has a spear. He's choking him, and Mr. Miyagi has to come in and save Daniel's ass. So he kicks the other two guys' asses, and then Chosen fights him and gets his ass kicked. And then Mr. Miyagi has the spear, and he is aiming it at Chosen, and it looks like he's ready to kill him. Do you notice that look on his face and how it goes? He's like, "Arr, arr," and then he kind of does like a weird calm, come down.
I think Miyagi's as susceptible to getting his blood up as anybody is. It's just he has the personal focus and the self-awareness to bring himself down from it before he goes too far.
It was just crazy. I never noticed that before, and I never thought about it. But I'm like, damn, oh man. And Cobra Kai really recontextualized a lot of Mr. Miyagi, so it's kind of interesting when you go back and look at it. You got to get there. There's some Miyagi backstory. They're planning on leaving, and their ladies are all sad and shit, blah, blah, blah. Sato's such a dick, decides he wants to destroy the whole fucking island or whatever because Miyagi won't fight him, and then Miyagi's like, fuck.
No, just the village.
Just the village. Yeah. Miyagi's like, fuck, fine, okay, fine. I'll fight your ass. Daniel, you take my house and my truck in L.A., and Yukie, she gets the house here, and Daniel's like, dude, can we just go? Because I don't want to, lose you. But Mr. Miyagi's, he's an altruistic guy. He's got
so Miyagi in this sequence where he says, Miyagi already win. No matter who lose, villagers is safe. Like, all right. That's, you know what? That's why we love Mr. Miyagi. I can't fathom how Sato got him so wrong. How when he comes after him in the storm, Sato's like, now you're going to try and kill me, you cowardly piece of shit.
What a bitch.
Oh, my God.
I was going to make fun of him for that. But Daniel and Kumiko have their tea ceremony, which is basically a love scene.
This is me fucking rolling my eyes.
They're fucking right now.
Goddamn. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. This is PG fucking.
It's not a good, not sex scene like in Once when they're playing that song, which is essentially them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's cute.
It's fine. It's just like now I'm 46 years old and I'm looking at 18-year-old, 17-year-old characters, and I'm going, ugh.
And now, so the storm scene starts. This is another level in the fucking game. It's hard as balls. It's so fucking, the wind is blowing you back. All these assholes are knocking you all over the place. You're fighting through all these guys trying to save the girl off the fucking tower.
There are guys fighting you to stop you from saving the kid.
There's, it's a Nintendo game, so there's birds and all sorts of shit flying at you.
Okay, birds and shit flying at you makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think there might.
Why
not
would
be
anybody fight you to prevent you from saving a little girl's life?
Because Chosen's an asshole.
Well, Chosen is an asshole, but he gets out of the way for this sequence.
Well, kinda. Oh God, he's such a bitch in this one.
No, he's a bitch, but he goes and cowers in the bunker,
Yeah. Daniel and Miyagi are fucking badasses. They go out and save everybody.
Even Sato goes out after he recovers. And Sato's been through some shit at this point.
They see his little hut that he's been praying at for several days, apparently preparing himself for the fight mentally.
And I think Daniel saw him on his way to go see Kumiko, right?
But then, he knows he's in there and he watches this thing fall down and Chosen pops his head out and he's like, my uncle's dead, whatever, I'm leaving. And then Daniel and Miyagi see the wind blow the shit off of Sato and he's there and he's laying under this log. And Miyagi walks up to him and he's trying to lift it up. He's actively trying to lift it up and Sato's like, you come to kill me, you coward. I'm like, you need to fucking chill. You have the mentality of a mega Republican. Like, you're being presented with evidence, and yet you just won't.
I guess it makes sense. Like, if Sato is kind of like maybe a little mentally ill, like following all of his years of bitterness. Like,
I was gonna say, yeah,
like he's not seeing things right.
It's like driven him kind of crazy.
Yeah, like it's maybe driven him into this psychosis about the whole thing, and it takes something really radical like Miyagi literally saving his life for him to go, oh wait, maybe I was wrong about this.
And that's literally what it takes. Oh man, yeah, that sucks. But I mean, it's good. Mr. Miyagi like breaks this fucking log because earlier also they see a picture of Sato breaking this fucking thing, and Daniel's like, "Can you do that?" He's like, "I don't know. I've never been attacked by a tree." And so, yes, Mr. Miyagi can do that because he does do that.
And Sato can't because he's been trying to break that one piece of wood for decades now.
Apparently.
And failed.
Yeah, I always wondered about that. I'm like, but wasn't he breaking the thing?
I don't think he's trying to. I don't think he's actually trying to break it because if you were, why would you put those pins in it? To hold it in place. It's never going to break like that.
I think he's just using it as one of those like.
Yeah, I think it's like he's just He's just hardening his hands with it. I think
so he can break other branches.
Yeah, exactly.
Trees,
exactly.
Logs, whatever the fuck those things are called. Yeah, so they go and save that guy, and then they bring him in, and they're all back in the bunker, and they just keep on going in and out of this fucking bunker because there's always people like popping up.
They keep saving people, just one after another.
And then Chosen's in there, and he's like, dude, what the fuck? And then they see this little girl screaming at the top of this little bell tower, and Daniel immediately runs out there because he's a badass and like he's a good dude, even though he's annoying sometimes.
He is annoying, but he's
Sato,
good-hearted annoying.
Sato's like, hey, Chosen, go help him. And he's like, no, I can't. And I'm trying to figure out, like, I think it's twofold. I think he's scared, and he's like, I'm not helping that bitch.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is both things, for sure. And then, of course, Sato has to take it too fucking far.
And you are dead to me. Or to you, I am dead.
Like, okay, dude, learn the lesson. Like, you don't have to go that hard all the time.
Miyagi,
like maybe just tell him, hey, you should learn from this. You need to be a better person. Take a page out of Miyagi.
Sato still kind of looks like an asshole.
In fairness, in character for Sato. I'm not saying this is out of character for him. I'm just like, Jesus, Sato, dial it back.
He still needs to learn.
No wonder your nephew is over the edge.
Yeah, so Chosen then just runs off into the storm after Daniel saves this little girl and gets back in there, never to be heard from again.
Nope. Well, not until Cobra Kai many years later.
Yeah.
we never hear from him again in this movie.
But then Sato the next day changes his fucking tune. A bunch of trucks drive in and they're like, oh God, what now? And Sato then delivers the deed to the village back to Mr. Miyagi and essentially back to the people of the village.
Miyagi's like, fuck yeah, now it's my village, bitch.
Now I'm rich. And then Sato decides he's going to help everybody rebuild. And then they talk to him about the oboe dance. And Daniel asks, like, can they have it in the castle? Because that's where it's supposed to be. It's going to be kind of hard to have it around here with all this shit going on. And then Sato's like, yeah, dude, you can have the oboe dance this year and then every year after that. Because change of heart, it's a good thing. And then we cut to the dance. It's like immediately this scene, boom, right to the dance.
Yep.
And it seems like a fun little thing.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's having a blast. It's like, it's a party. And
Kumiko has her little solo dance, and it's fucking ruined by Chosen coming in like a goddamn badass. Though it's a fucking cool shot.
It is a rad.
It's all
great entrance.
Yeah, it's like silent, but then you hear the little bubbles like popping. Oh yeah, it's cool. And then the fucking fight scene happens. Well, he's like okay. So now again, after watching Cobra Kai and going back to this, I'm like, oh fuck, like. He had a knife to this chick's throat and she forgave him. They're like buddies in Cobra Kai. They're friends. They're like legit friends.
Well, Chosen, you know what they say, for a man without forgiveness in his heart, living is a worse punishment than death.
That's true. Chosen like has a crush on her too.
What?
Yeah. I know, it's shocker,
big
right?
fucking surprise. Who wouldn't have a crush on that woman if you were in proximity to
Even
her
Daniel
for a fucking minute?
Even Daniel in Cobra Kai keeps meeting all these ex-girlfriends, and he's like, oh wait, no, I have Amanda. She's super hot. What the fuck's my problem? And then he goes and sees Kumiko. Same fucking thing happens. He's like, I'm married. Oh, but am I married right now? I don't know. So, Chozen has the knife at her throat, and he's like, Daniel, you need to come across the bridge, because it's this little platform that's surrounded by like a moat kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, you come across the bridge.
Just wide enough to
make it
probably
really hard to
couldn't jump
there.
it.
Yeah. And then Daniel starts walking over there, because he's a good guy. Again, he's not just going to let this poor girl fucking get her knife cut.
Nope. And
also,
Miyagi even warns him,
This
not tournament.
This for real.
It's for real.
It's actually kind of scary.
Miyagi's like, dude, are you sure you want to go save that girl's life? Because
but Mr.
you
Miyagi
can totally puss out.
Mr. Miyagi is not the greatest dad in the world. He's not trying to talk him out of it at all. He's not like, are you sure? He's just like, you might die. Be careful. That's literally what it is. It's kind of funny.
Just know, you walk over that bridge, I ain't helping you.
But he also knows Daniel's a stubborn little shithead and probably wouldn't listen anyways. So then he has to take the bridge down and shit.
Well, in fairness, Sato does chime in too and tries to talk Chozen out of it.
Like, what the hell are you doing? Don't do this. And he's like, I can't hear you. He's doing the teenager thing. I can't hear you. I'm dead to you. Yeah. That's what I hear, even though he's right. And that was really mean of Sato to say that.
It was mean.
Probably
that
the
was,
reason.
That was over the line.
Probably the reason this is all happening right now.
Yeah, if Sato could manage an I'm sorry, it might go a long way.
Or at least like, I was wrong. You should probably chill. And then the fight happens. And you're right. You're right. I keep watching this going like, dude, he would get fucking murdered.
Chozen is such a fucking badass. Like, he's so angry. Like, I can't believe that this worked. There's no universe in which I can believe that Daniel LaRusso doesn't get killed.
You have to buy into it, though, because it's the goddamn Karate Kid. Like, if it was a tournament, it would make sense.
Yes, absolutely. But that's not the
it
situation here, though.
Technically doesn't really make sense, but I'm like, I'm for it. I'm good. So he's like, they're trading blows, and Daniel's doing okay.
He's holding his own.
He tries the crane kick, doesn't work, and I'm like, why doesn't that work? I know why.
Because no, do right.
Well, he didn't do it right, but also,
so can defense.
Mr. Miyagi's dad taught Mr. Miyagi that, so it would stand to reason that he taught Sato that.
Oh,
so he definitely taught Chozen that,
yeah,
right?
That's fair.
And if it's this magic fucking move that if you do it right, you can defense and shit. So that didn't work.
Can defense, so he must not have done it right.
So when I'm playing this game, this is the last level in the game, because this is when the game came out. This was the last movie.
Makes sense.
You're fighting Chozen, and I'm a dork, so I'm like, I'm going to use the drum technique to beat Chozen. And I do. You get like two special moves. At the point you get cranes for killing enemies with a kick, and then you get the drum technique by punching them, and then you collect the thing. But if you get too excited, you'll knock Kumiko off into the water and you'll lose.
Well, I'm glad to know it's movie accurate in that respect.
It's pretty
She's
funny.
on the island with you.
She's on there with you. It's fucking weird. You should definitely check it out. It's a fucking stupid game. It's kind of fun, but so eventually everybody has those drum rattle things, and Daniel we haven't revisited the Ask Drum about the counterpunch thing. And it is a little too close, because I don't know if they knew what the fuck they were doing. So
no,
you are correct.
I guarantee they didn't. They were just like, let's fudge it. Let's get close in on him, and then you won't be able to tell.
And I always thought that, even when I was a kid. I'm like, what is he doing exactly? Because he doesn't have his hands like in the game. He has his hands kind of like locked together, and he's just like smacking him.
This sequence doesn't work.
But it works for Daniel.
It works fine if you're a kid, and I was a kid when I saw it, so my imagination filled in the blanks.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't hate it or anything. I'm like, all right, guys, like you really pulled this one out of your ass, and it shows.
Yeah, the drum technique, but the drum technique makes a fucking comeback in Cobra Kai, actually.
No shit. Yeah. They actually make it work.
Yep. And it's in a wider shot, so you can actually see what's happening.
Okay.
But you actually do see like Chozen like going in for a punch, and then Daniel kind of dodging and then hitting him.
Yeah, but
So
that's
you do
just
see
it. You
it.
don't see it. You don't see
You can
it.
see it. You just have to look at it.
No,
look for
you
it.
don't see
I,
it.
no, I literally watched it. I saw it.
I literally watched it too,
see,
and I was looking for it.
You
And
see
yes,
him.
as far as I could tell, and this has always been how I felt, and I I was checking again today to see, and sure enough, it looks like Chozen is punching Daniel and then getting return punched, and Daniel's just taking it like Rocky.
Yeah, Robert Mark Kamen really does like to create characters that block punches with their faces a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't work for me at all upon this viewing, and it's fine. Like I said, I can forgive it.
Get over it.
I enjoy the movie. I'm not trying to shit on the movie. I'm just saying that it's inattention to detail is starting to show for me,
And then Daniel wins.
which we all knew.
He knocks Chozen down to his knees, grabs him by the back of the hair, does the thing where he's gonna chop his face off, and he's like, "Live or die, man," because he's edgy and cool. He's Italian. Gotta live or die, man. He's like, Chozen's like, die. He's like, wrong. Then he honks his nose, throws him on the pavement, and then he goes and hugs Kumiko, and he's like, got the sneaky little bird behind her back. He's like, "Fuck you, I win." That's the 21st Century Karate Kid. That's what's gonna happen.
You know what? No, don't buy it.
He was fighting for love. He was fighting for the right reasons.
Yeah. Again,
That's why Rocky always wins.
This is Ralph Macchio in it doing the same scene we saw Pat Morita do, and Pat Morita literally scares me in that scene. Like, is he going to kill John
We
Kreese?
know fucking Daniel's not gonna kill the guy.
At no point do I believe Daniel's rage.
No.
And he has a reason to be, and he's a hot-headed teenager. He would be enraged. And I'm like, oh, Ralph, you're just, well, keep trying, buddy. Keep trying. You'll figure it out by the time Cobra Kai comes around.
They're trying to do a Rocky thing here, and it kind of works. This is a good sequel, but it
great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the third one is a great bad movie, like as you would say.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Terry Silver, great cheesy bad guy. Oh,
Mike Barnes is insane.
Probably channeling that same Patrick Kilpatrick energy that we love from Showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Showdown would come out like 4 years after this.
Yeah.
After that. Not this.
By the way, go listen to our Showdown episode. Cause
yeah. And our Karate Kid episode.
I had so much fun rewatching Showdown. I just, yeah.
We will get to
always gonna have a warm place in my heart for Showdown.
We will get to more Billy Blanks movies because he's a bad actor, but he's what Abed would call the good kind of bad.
Agreed.
He is so fucking adorable. I watched King of the Kickboxers last week. Fucking awesome movie.
Got to see that one.
Horrible acting all the way through. You learn to love it.
You watched TC 2000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
Weird seeing Bolo Young as a good guy.
That was
strange.
Odd. I was not prepared for that. But yeah,
TC 2000 was a fun one too.
Bolo Young is a good guy. Nope. Never again. God damn it.
Too weird.
Speaking of typecasting.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Do you have any final thoughts?
Bolo Young is not half the actor Billy Zabka is.
Oh, we will get to TC 2000 and probably King of the Kickboxers because King of the Kickboxers fucking ruled. I was so excited.
All right. Well, all right. So let's wrap this.
Final thoughts. Do you have final thoughts on this movie specifically, Karate Kid 2?
Yes. I have very strong final thoughts.
It fucking sucks, right?
No.
Okay.
Clearly doesn't suck. It's a very fun movie. I don't buy the Daniel Kumiko story at all.
Like Kumiko, you don't think she likes him? Or you don't think he likes her?
No, I'm just saying it feels forced. It feels tacked on. It doesn't feel like that's where the movie should have gone. I mean, part of that is me being a fucking middle-aged curmudgeon and just looking at teenagers in love and going, fuck you.
I think there was talk of one of the sequels being a Miyagi origin movie. And I don't know if it was specifically this one or if this was always the plan from the beginning and then in the third one they were going to go all the way back. I think that was actually the thing. They were going to go all the way back and somebody didn't like the script, so they're like, just do the first one again, only weirder.
I love the Miyagi story in this. I mean, unabashedly, I love it. The father thing, the Sato thing, Yukie, all of it. I love the whole thing. Daniel just feels tacked onto this one for me. That's the problem I have with this movie. It doesn't ruin it. I still enjoy it. It's still a very fun movie. But yeah, it's like, like this should have been a better movie, and it isn't. It's still good. It's still very enjoyable.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think I like it better than you do, for sure. But
I will always have like warm nostalgia. I'll always enjoy watching this movie. It's not like I'm ever gonna, not have fun watching this or anything like that. Like I said, doesn't ruin it for me. It's just, yeah, my curmudgeonly cynical self at this point can't handle teenagers in love. I can't fucking handle teenagers in love. I hate it. Although, you know what? No, maybe I don't hate it, because I rewatched 10 Things I Hate About You the other day, and I still fucking love that movie.
Watch Edge of 17. That one. That one's got a good teenager crush story.
I remember enjoying Edge of 17. I don't remember anything about it. But yeah, so like, you know what? I don't hate teenagers in love movies. I just happen to hate this particular teenager love story because I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Daniel had to be there because he's the Karate Kid.
Like I said, I don't hate it. It doesn't ruin the movie for me. It doesn't. I'm just
being
a dick. I'm being a dick.
Say,
That's
you
what
sure
it is.
are fucking harping on it.
I'm being a dick. That's what it is.
So this is a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a good sequel.
It is a good sequel.
It's not Terminator 2 or anything.
Not even close.
But fucking watch it because it's a good movie and you'll enjoy yourself.
If you like the first Karate Kid, you'll like this. If you didn't like the first Karate Kid, I can't really talk to you because who doesn't like the Karate Kid?
My kids used to like it. And now every time I'm like, you want to watch a karate movie? They're like, you're stupid.
Well, in fairness, what are they, 12?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the you're stupid age.
That doesn't track with me because I watched karate movie. I've been watching karate movies since I was a baby, and I've never stopped. When I was 12, I thought they were still cool.
No.
But it's your
that
parents.
they think you're stupid. That's the problem.
If
if their friends suggested a karate movie, they'd be like, I love all kinds of karate movies. I love this karate movie and this karate movie. And then you suggest it and they're like, dumbass.
It's true. You ever watch anything else? Yeah, sometimes.
Like, why don't you get some taste, old man?
Yeah, because listening to fucking Juice WRLD constantly constitutes taste. Thanks.
Yeah, for 12-year-olds, yeah. Yeah.
I know. I get it. And now I'm that parent. It's like, fucking A, your music is terrible.
My daughter loved Juice WRLD too.
They do listen to some shitty music.
Yeah, they do.
It some of it's good, and then some of
it's whatever. It's like, I know my parents hated my music when I was growing up. It's okay. It's all right. Go ahead, listen to your shit.
Yeah, no, I totally appreciate it. Like, I want them to have their own taste. They'll grow out of the shitty music eventually. Like, they'll settle into something that actually makes sense.
They'll still enjoy the bullshit music. They'll still enjoy that bullshit from their childhood, and then they'll discover some cool stuff, and they probably like some cool stuff now we're just a little too old to connect with. Just
plug your social media. You can say show dates, but I don't think it's gonna matter because who knows.
At Samuel Mance, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I cross post on there. Show dates. Fuck, I don't even remember what. But anyway, follow me on my social media, and I post all my upcoming shows on there. So that's the place to find it. At Samuel Mance. You can also find it if you go to @TheSharkPod. It's in the. It's in our bio.
I changed it.
What?
To Skibbity Toilet Sharks.
Please tell me you didn't actually do that.
That'd be fucked up, wouldn't it? Oh God, I want to. No, you can follow us on everything at the Shark Pod still.
We gotta go after that younger demo.
I bet we'd get more hits if we called ourselves Skibbity Toilet Sharks.
Probably, fuck. We probably would, yeah.
And my band is still in existence, but we're recording, and nothing's come. We're recording very slowly.
Over a period of 1,000 years.
Yeah, we're gonna be the fucking Guns N' Roses with fucking Chinese Democracy.
An album that could only ever disappoint.
No matter how good it is,
yep.
That fucking record, yeah.
What was that, 17 years or something? It was fucking ridiculous.
It took a minute. It was, yeah. And I'm sure it was fine. It's probably fine when you go back and listen to it now. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I just know the lore of the album. Yeah.
It's like Duke Nukem Forever. There's no way it could ever not disappoint. After that, you go past a certain threshold of time,
All right. So also here's to the future. You know, here's to Karate Kid Legends. Please be
Fingers
good.
crossed, I guess.
Just be decent.
I don't even care.
Even if you're not a great movie, just have some good fight scenes. That's all I really fucking want.
Just do it for Andrew.
Yeah.
Just do it for Andrew, Ralph Macchio, and Jackie Chan. Just do it for Andrew. In fact, don't do it for anybody but Andrew.
Yes, please make it good. And then when you're done, morph into Power Rangers afterwards. That's the only way the movie would be better.
They do, but it's just the kid.
I'm down. Fuck it.
He's the only one who morphs into a Power Ranger.
Well, the other two are too old, so that's cool.
They morph into Zordon.
It's a backdoor prequel to a fucking Power Rangers movie. Oh, dude, that'd be so funny. I'm down. I would do it. Anyways, okay, let's get the fuck out of here. I don't know what we're doing next time because we have so many episodes recorded already that it could be fucking anything, man.
Yeah, dude.
Anything.
There's just no way to say. But keep listening, and you'll find out.
Yeah, let's do this.
To the one person who randomly runs across us, I don't even think your nephew's listening to us anymore.
He's 18. He's too cool. He doesn't fucking. He pops in periodically. But yeah. Anyways, let's be done. Let's get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna show the Rev the Karate Kid NES game. It's gonna be great.
I'm very curious. Now
So,
stop talking.
Yes. Until next time, stay jawsome.